What is going on? It is your boy Anthony Live 765 coming to you this morning. Nothing better than football in the morning. Talk liked what we didn't like. We're gonna get into it. My camera sucks right now, so I might have to just go ahead and do this video without the cam until I can get it fixed. Let me see here. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals, man. Shout out to them Cincinnati Bengals. You know, ultimately the Bengals did fall short to the Philadelphia Eagles just the other night. Preseason, we're just getting into it. We're just getting things started. Nothing to get too bent out of shape on with just this only being preseason week 1. No need to start freaking out. No need, but we will get into it. We will discuss what we saw. Let's go ahead and kick it off. We did see Joe Burrow go 9 for 10, 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe if you're a fan of football, that's what you would have wanted to see in preseason week 1. Real quarterbacking, not watching quarterbacks go at it that aren't even going to make the team. I love seeing starters, even veterans, coming in there, getting those viable reps in. With the Cincinnati Bengals notoriously leading off the season with slow starts. We all know last season dropping that loss to the New England Patriots 16-10. That was just, that's not something we can afford. Especially with the holes we still have on this defense. We cannot afford to lose games against below 500 teams. It's just not going to work. If the Bengals would have won that game last season, ultimately they would have made it to the playoffs. Last year, the Cincinnati Bengals, they started off 4-8. 4-8. But ended up finishing the season 5-0, with ultimately that led them to a 9-8 season. That just wasn't enough. The Denver Broncos edged them out. The Cincinnati Bengals needed a Denver loss last season for them to get in. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get that. But we're done with that season. It's over. The new season is here. The new season is here. Joe Burrow, 9 of 10, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 4 receptions, 77 yards, 1 touchdown. Man, these guys picking up where they left off last season. Mr. Triple Crown himself coming into the game, showing up, getting those reps in early, getting that connection early. I don't believe T. Higgins played. T. Higgins wasn't in. There was no Noah Fant. Shout out to Tanner Hudson, man. Shout out to Tanner Hudson scoring 2 touchdowns the other night. He did his thing. To me, Tanner Hudson is kind of an underrated tight end. Maybe he doesn't have the size. He went 6 receptions for 62 yards in that preseason opener. But Tanner Hudson, 6'5", 241 at 30 years old. I mean, to me, I'm a fan of Tanner Hudson, man. I have always been you know, he's a pretty decent player coming out of what is that, Southern Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. Joe Burrow picking up where he left off with 157 passing rating. Sheesh. Sheesh. That's my quarterback. Desmond Ritter came into the game 7 of 16, 91 yards, 1 touchdown. I believe Desmond Ritter is going to be the QB2 behind Joe Burrow. And then Jake Browning, 6 of 14, 62 yards, 1 interception. I don't know about the rest of you, but I am good off of Jake Browning. I do not care for Jake Browning. He is literally just I don't understand. I don't understand. I know you're not going to have a star-studded quarterback behind your star-studded quarterback, but damn, he's literally just he knows the plays and he can throw the ball a little bit. That's literally all it is. Not much coming from the Cincinnati Bengals running game. Todd Brooks, 10 carries, 26 yards. His long was 5. Chase Brown had 5 carries, 23 yards. And and Gary Brightwell, nothing really to get in there. So, what I saw from the Bengals, the offense is there. It's picked up where it's left off. The defense is still suffering. The defense, I don't believe, even though I could be overreacting, the defense cannot stop the run. I don't know if the Bengals did enough to address this run game. I mean, for the defensive run stop, I don't think the Bengals have did enough. They allowed Will Shipley 7 carries for 48 yards, 6.9 average. He had broke that wide open play for 38 yards attempt. The Bengals cannot afford to give up big play, big plays like that, man. It cannot happen. It can't happen. Every single running back for the Philadelphia Eagles averaged over 5 yards rushing in that preseason opener. 3 running backs averaged over 5 rushing yards just the other night. Tanner McKee going 20 of 25, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know this motherfucker Tanner McKee, he got he balled so hard on the Bengals defense, he earned himself a damn boost in Madden rating. I believe his Madden rating was going to be a 61. Madden told this motherfucker that they was going to boost his rating because of the game he put up on our defense. Now, there was no Cam Taylor-Britt. There was a lot of the non-starters on defense. Logan Wilson was in there. There was some guys in there getting some reps, but there ultimately wasn't some guys out there, like our leading sacker. I don't think there was no BJ Hill, no Cam Taylor. I don't even believe DJ Turner was out there. You had Chris Jenkins out there. Let me see. You had McKinley Jackson out there. I hope, and I don't know what to expect from this Al Golden defense. I loved me some Lou Anarumo. I don't think it was a good idea to let him go to Indianapolis. I believe you should have gave the guy some goddamn pieces to work with. This defense just lacks. It has no. no like real identity. It it's cheap. This defense is cheap. The Cincinnati Bengals organization has put it on the shoulders of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to win games. The hell with the rest of the team. Those are the money makers. Those are the players that the fans are coming to see. Those are the players that people are tuning in and watching every Sunday. It's Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. The Cincinnati Bengals ownership and management and whoever else, they don't give a damn about this defense. I don't really think they even care about winning. I don't. Because how do you not address the defense? Like, this shit just don't make no damn sense, man. It will be an exact copy and paste of last season if this defense doesn't stop the run. Will it be a little better? I think so. I think so. I would love to think that this defense got just a little better. Just a little. This defense doesn't have to be top 10 defense. The Cincinnati Bengals team, it doesn't have to be a top 10 defense. It just can't be the 25th. It just can't be a a a I mean a third tier defense. The secondary is sus. The D line is sus. Linebackers shaky. And the only reason why they're shaky and not sus is because of Logan Wilson. And he's a pass coverage. I was a fan of Jermaine Pratt. I was a fan of Jermaine Pratt. Say what you want to say. You don't those guys don't come by like that every so often. Those guys are a dime a dozen. He was a very, very, very good linebacker. Now playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. The offense is going to do it. The offensive line. Shout out, you know, shout out to the offensive line. They did okay. They did pretty decent. They did they did pretty good. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this guy Gary Brightwell he came out of let me see. He's came over from Cleveland, was with the Giants before that. The Cincinnati Bengals, they need some excitement on special teams. The Cincinnati Bengals, they haven't been exciting on special teams since Pac-Man left, since he retired. It used to be so fun watching Pac-Man return punts, return kicks, because he was so good at it. It's like when fourth down comes, it's literally go take a piss real quick. Because I'm most likely you're not gonna miss anything. You know, this is all you need all facets of the team to do good. You need the defense to step up. You need special teams to make plays. You need special teams to put you in good yardage. And I've said this in one of my other videos. This offense, it'll win games. This offense will win you games. But when it comes down to it, the old cliche, defense wins championships, man. And I can never say never with my Bengals. I know I can't. I can never say never. 'Cause I think that Super Bowl run we had just a few years ago, 2021, 22. We shocked the world. We shocked ourselves. Ever since then, it's been high expectations because we know what we're capable of. But when the ownership refuses to put the team in positions to succeed, and it's not just the ownership. It's not just the ownership. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they have got to take some accountability for this too. Strong arming the organization into re-signing T. Higgins. Don't get me wrong. I love T. Higgins. T. Higgins is a great wide receiver. T. Higgins is a stud. Don't get me wrong. But Jamar Chase strong armed the Cincinnati Bengals into signing T. Higgins, using his contract negotiations as leverage for T. Higgins. Joe Burrow coming out saying that they need T. Higgins. No, I'm gonna be the. Don't nobody want to say it. I'm gonna be the first. The Cincinnati Bengals don't need T. Higgins to be a successful team. What the Cincinnati Bengals needed was a great defense to go along with a great quarterback and a great wide receiver in Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. You've got 44% of the cap going to three players. Was it 115 million and only 79 million going towards your defense? The Cincinnati Bengals defense is going to have to step up this season. If anything I took away from preseason week 1, it's that the defense is still struggling to stop the run. Am I overreacting? I could be. I could be. But that 38-yard uh breakoff run by Will Shipley, I understand that all the starters are playing. I understand that. But it's not like this is a very deep team on defense. What happens if Cam Taylor Britt goes down? What happens? What happens if you lose a BJ Hill again? What happens if we don't get Trey Henderson back? Now on the bright side, you have guys like Geno Stone. I believe Jordan Battle coming into his own. You do have Cam Taylor Britt. I'm excited to see Shamar Stewart. I'm hoping he can produce. I hope he's not another Miles Murphy. I think they could have took a lot better pick right there at 17. They chose to pick a guy that only had 4 sacks. Nasty work. Nasty work. Nasty work. Let me see. Let me come over here. Let me look at the Bengals page. I just want to share a little something with y'all. Share my screen. Field General. That's right. Joe Burrow. 9 of 10, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. We see that. That was beautiful. Beautiful work by Joe Burrow. Beautiful work by Joe Burrow. Shout out to Joe Burrow, man. I'm excited to see Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow makes it to the playoffs this year, no, let's be real. Joe Burrow should have been MVP last season. I think we can all agree on that. The only reason why he wasn't was because they didn't make it to the playoffs. That's the only reason why Joe Burrow wasn't the MVP. The MVP goes to the best player on the best team. Shout out to Joe Burrow, man. The best quarterback in the NFL, hands down. I don't care what you say.
Go ahead.
Zach, what did you think of, first of all, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase together tonight?
Yeah, it was good to see. I thought that was a strong start from them. First drive overcame a penalty, put us in a first and goal from 20-yard line-ish to overcome it with a touchdown and come back on the second drive with a touchdown for 0. I thought was great to see.
What were you hoping to see from the
Zach Taylor.
Well, obviously, defense, we're trying not to show a lot of what's going on. So we're trying to.
This is Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow speak to the media right after that Philadelphia and Cincinnati Bengals game. I haven't heard anybody calling for Zach's job in a while. Link in the chat. If you checking this video out and if you got something you want to say, you got something you need to get off your chest, you go ahead and join this panel. Tell me how you feel. You don't even have to be a Bengals fan. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. This is Zach Taylor addressing the media after the Eagles game.
Keep it as little as possible and let guys win some one-on-ones. And today there was a lot of 50-50 plays that I thought Philly made, especially early in the game, that gave them some extended drives there. But overall, just as a team, this was a team effort in the loss. 34-27, whatever it was, 7-point game. Okay, we gave up 7 points on field goals.
We've lost a lot of seasons like this, Zach, or a lot of games like this, Zach. 34-27
on a field goal that turned into a touchdown, so that ended up being a 4-point drive. So that's 7 points right there. Penalty on a long kickoff return that we had, gave up a long punt return, threw an interception, gave them the ball in scoring
we can't
position.
afford to
So
lose
those are all things that
34-27,
as a
Zach.
team we can't tolerate, we can't have. We got to play better team football than that. And I expect our guys, I like to fight. These guys come back. They give us a chance at the end. That I appreciate. But there's a lot of things that we got to fix and correct as a team. That's not one unit. That's not one person. That's not one position. It's a whole team effort that we got to fix in order to win our next game. It's real tough for me to give an answer.
Now, I think he's addressing the same thing. Yeah, there were some things as a team that hurt the Cincinnati Bengals. But putting up 27 points and allowing 34, I hope and I pray that is not the story of the Bengals season this season. When they did that same shit last season, there were 4 or 5 games that they put up 33 points and lost in. And we all remember that Baltimore game.
Answer on that one. I can't really single anybody out that way.
Touchdown, I think, kind of like the one in Dallas.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about as basic as it gets.
Same route, same play, same just other side of the field. That was about the only difference. Maybe even the same yard line. But yeah, very, very a little bit different coverage, but yeah, same situation how that played out. He's great at finishing those plays.
This secondary is suspect.
I mean,
This D line is suspect. This defense is
understands
suspect.
the coverages and where to be and the body position. You know, he can catch those back shoulder throws and not just on verticals down the field, but on the horizontal stuff as well. And so he made some nice plays for us there at the end.
Zach, how important is it for Joe to feel that pressure on the touchdown tomorrow? I know it didn't end up in the sack, but free runner.
Al Golden has
Yeah.
his job cut out for him this
I
season.
think first of all, just the threat of being hit is a big reason why we want those guys out there. We want Joe out there because he knows he's not going to get hit in practice. So I think just for it to feel real in a game, whether he's getting hit or not, I think just him having the knowledge that it's possible. You know, someone can lose a one-on-one. Now you hit on the backsides, a free runner can come in. That's a whole different. You can't simulate that rep in practice. So I think it's good. That's a big part of why we're doing this, and so I think it'll be beneficial for us in the long run.
What did you see from Jake tonight, the quarterback position?
Yeah, I just thought that the second group, we got to do a better job getting in a rhythm. You know, that was hard. Never really got a good rhythm there to get on track. Felt like we were behind the sticks quite a bit. And just as a whole, I say the communication really just, you know, we had too many guys free, whether it be the run game, whether it be in protection, on some simple stuff that's we shouldn't have.
What did you think of the first team offensive line in those first two series?
He looked well protected. You know, it's to my eye. Obviously, I have to go back and watch those two series, but I felt
The
really
offensive
good
line did
about
step
what they
up.
did.
The offensive line did they big ones. I have nothing to say about that. Was actually the offensive line was actually one of the bright spots. 4-1s. Now the health. Can they stay healthy? I don't know. That's gonna be huge. Let me see here, because did one of the offensive linemen for the Bengals get hurt? Did Mims get hurt? Did somebody get hurt? I hope not. Okay, because I know a couple of players didn't play. We're listing as questionable, but I don't think they're hurt.
You can't help who you're playing against. Philly just won the Super Bowl. They got great depth on their team, and they got. Look at the roster. They
Great
got really good
depth.
players on defense. I know it's not their starters out
It's
there.
next man up.
but,
Philly has great
I
depth.
still was happy with how they went out there and did their jobs and able to get 14 points on the board.
Offense came out and put up 14
There were some
points
good
in the
things,
first
and I'm
quarter.
sure some things that we'll correct as well. You know, that's when you got to go back to and check to see the film.
Shout out to Joe and Jamar, man.
Joy, you came out with you couldn't have drawn it up any better, like the first two drives.
Yeah, I missed the first throw, so that was a little disappointing. But after that, we locked in and
Show fucking did lock in. They did lock in. 9 of 10.
Yeah, we've seen that one before. He's gonna keep doing that. So let's try to get that guy the ball.
But the one in Dallas should have a blitz. I mean, I think it was a blitz.
Talk your shit, Joe.
Yeah, they zeroed us this time, so we were able to get it out quick.
How did you feel? I mean, you know, you always say you want to play a lot and play good snaps. I mean, did you do the things you wanted to do as far as getting comfortable with it?
Yeah, we still got a ways to go, obviously. But it was a good start.
What did you think was the most beneficial thing you got out of being able to play as long as you did?
I don't know. Well, that's hard to say.
Talk your shit, Joe.
It's just good to play football again. You know, the more reps you get at it, the
Hey,
you're
it's
gonna be at
it's
it.
gonna
So
be it's gonna be a long season for the AFC North, man. If Jamar
15 reps
Chase
better.
and Joe Burrow connecting like this on this level, man, it's gonna be a long season.
Yeah, it was a good rep. Unbelievable play by him. Obviously, he makes that play consistently. So just try to get that guy the ball.
It's a simple play, but why does that play seem to always work so well with you?
The best quarterback in the NFL.
You got two really good players, and sometimes the simple plays are the ones that are the best because you rep them so many times. You know all the nuances to them.
Big part of the preseason, obviously, Joe, especially 2 games you're going to be playing in is the interior offensive line. What did you think of your protection tonight?
Yeah, I felt really comfortable back there. I thought the pockets were great. Guys just got to keep getting better.
Joe, you talked about needing to get hit potentially. That free runner on the touchdown to Jamar. How important is that for this return on block to make that play when the run's coming?
I'm not sure how important it is. It's good to feel. Like I said, the more reps that we get of playing this game, the better you're going to be at it. So that was a good rep.
How do you feel like you're spinning the ball right now?
Man, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase starting off strong, man. Starting off fast. I love to see it with them notoriously being labeled as starting off slow, which is true. The Bengals do start slow at the beginning of the season. So this is definitely a positive thing to see them connect like that. Jamar Chase scoring, it's only going to get better, with T. Higgins in the game, with Noah Fant once he gets accustomed to the offense, and Mike Gesicki and Chase Brown when these guys get these things going, man, and tapping in. It's going to be a beautiful thing, man. I'm telling you. But it comes down to the defense. The Bengals, they play the Washington Commanders. I don't believe um I don't believe I'm blanking on his name. I believe Josh Johnson will be the starter. I believe he'll get the reps behind Jaden Daniels. I don't know why I couldn't spit that out. Jaden Daniels. You might even see Marcus Mariota out there. So we'll only get to see a little bit of that. So hey, we've got 3 games. We've got 3 games to figure it out. Who's gonna make this team? You know, we'll see. But that is it for this live stream. We'll try to do these more and more. Hopefully, we can get you guys tuning in. YouTube, put me in the algorithm. If you come across these videos, give it a like, share it, subscribe, turn on the notification bells. We're going to grow this channel. It's going to be big. It's going to be big time. But that's it for that one. It's Anthony Live 765 signing out. Peace.